And the main thing to note is Richie knows what it takes to go around Cheltenham. So,
well, I mean, if you're going to go to defer to anybody when it comes to success at Cheltenham, I'm your man. Right? Imperium, the winner. When are you going to stop taking the mickey out of me for that? The winner at 10-1 for Adam McNamara, Roger Charlton. Second was Alma Linda, the 9-4 favourite. The official margin, short head. 1.5 miles the distance. Let's have a look at the winning time. 2:32.23. Just under 3 seconds slower than standard.
As a member of Racing TV, you get access to dedicated live racecourse feeds through Racing TV Extra. All you need to do is log in with your Racing TV username and password. Racing TV Extra puts you in control, so you can focus on the races or meetings that matter to you. If watching on a desktop, tablet or Apple TV, you can select from 1 to 4 live screens. On mobile phones and Amazon Fire TV, single screen options are available. Never miss a moment of action with Racing TV Extra at racingtv.com.
So the final race at Galway is not that far away. It's the Weatherby's General Studbook EBF Mares Flat Race, 2 miles, half a furlong the distance. And the favourite here is Blue Jacaranda, although fairly easy to back, 2-1 out to 5-2. Lightning Sky is 11-4 from 100 to 30. 7-2 from 4s is Lady of Elysium. Presenting Meghan is 5s from 11 to 2. How's the Woman? 10s from 11s, Le River Noir 14s, and bigger prices the remainder. Blue Jacaranda has just had the one run. It was beaten a fair way, Martin, but of course it's Willie Mullins' horse in a bumper, so will arguably shorter than her form in that one start warrants.
Yeah, possibly. You know, I do think it's tricky in at these minor meetings. I think it's hard to get really good value with a lot of the Mullins horses. You know, if they're easy to back, maybe there's a reason for it. You know, she probably doesn't pull up any trees at home, judging by the fact that she is quite easy to back today. And she was beaten fair and square despite being quite strong in the betting on her debut, wasn't she? But she did show ability. And clearly she's unexposed, and the fact that she's trained by Willie gives her obvious potential. But you'd think that judging if big things were expected of her, she'd be a shorter price, I would imagine, than what she is at the moment.
Yeah, a fair summary, I think, despite the fact that she has, in comparison to the other horses that have raced, shown some ability. Was there anything else of the raced horses that perhaps took your interest, either George or Martin?
I mean, I think the interesting thing really is the strength in the market behind this Lightning Sky for Jonathan Sweeney. Lisa O'Neill takes the ride, interesting jockey booking, very, very strong in the market right the way through the day. This is a Sholokov mare. She's related to winners and winners over jumps, and judging by the market, a lot is expected of her, and she's been, like I say, strong in the betting right the way through, including close to the off now, which is significant.
Yeah, she's half sister to Shredna Hana, who obviously was an excellent staying chaser for Sue Smith over the last few seasons, the grey. Okay, so Lightning Sky, first run here for Jonathan Sweeney. Lisa O'Neill, as you heard from Martin, in the saddle, a leading fancy. Anything else that you want to give a mention to?
Lady of Elysium has shown ability, certainly on her first 2 starts at Navan and Thurles. The last twice that we've seen her, she's been disappointing. But she's had another break since we've last seen her, so, you know, if they can get her back on to the sort of level that she was running to on her first couple of starts, then she should be competitive. Presenting Meghan, she's out of a mare that was quite a good mare over hurdles. Yeah. Sangasta. She makes her debut for Andrew Oliver, and she's another one that there's been a little bit of money for, so it's a tricky end to the card, really. It
is, yeah. The tongue tie's gone on to Lady of Elysium. See, Jamie Codd looks like he might be quite keen to make the running on that daughter of Doyen, but the money's been for Lightning Sky, just bigger than 2-1 on the exchanges at the moment on her first start for Jonathan Sweeney, so interesting to see how she gets on. We are at post time for our final race at Galway. Blue Jacaranda, certainly on the exchanges, is fairly easy to back, and all the support is for the newcomer Lightning Sky. We shall see what happens as we head over for the final time to join our commentator at Galway, Jerry Hannon.
White flag raised, and they're off. First to show is Lady of Elysium, with presenting Meghan on the outside of Blue Jacaranda, followed up the far side of the track by Le River Nord, and Lightning Sky not far behind them, being followed on organising themselves by Beautiful Betsy. Le River Nord has gone on to lead now, quickening up the pace of her action, with Lady of Elysium in second, and presenting Meghan, Blue Jacaranda, Lightning Sky next, with Beautiful Betsy. And Newfound Glory is then being followed by Fortfield Lady, How's the Woman, at the rear of the field as they race downhill. Le River Nord, Raymond Bannon, going along 2 1/4 lengths in front of presenting Meghan on the outside of Lady of Elysium. They're tracked by Blue Jacaranda and Lightning Sky, and they're followed on the uphill run to the straight by Beautiful Betsy and Fortfield Lady next, and then Newfound Glory and How's the Woman. Turning into the straight with 1.5 miles to go, and the Weatherby's General Stud Book EBF Mare's Bumper, and it's Le River Nord out 4 in front, on straightening first time, with presenting Meghan and Lady of Elysium on the rail and the stars, followed by Blue Jacaranda, Lightning Sky, Beautiful Betsy, Fortfield Lady, Newfound Glory and How's the Woman. Inside the furlong marker they come with the circuit race, and the closing Weatherby's General Stud Book EBF Mare's Bumper, Le River Nord, a little over 3 lengths in front of presenting Meghan, Lady of Elysium, Blue Jacaranda, Lightning Sky, followed to the halfway stage by Beautiful Betsy. Final 3 are Fortfield Lady, Newfound Glory and How's the Woman. Turning right-handed to go up the far side of the track as they pass halfway, Le River Nord, tracked by Lady of Elysium, presenting Meghan alongside that one, then Blue Jacaranda and Lightning Sky, the principals keeping close tabs on one another, 4th and 5th respectively, then Beautiful Betsy and Fortfield Lady, Newfound Glory and How's the Woman. Just outside the 7, Le River Nord, 2 lengths in front of Lady of Elysium, being followed by presenting Meghan, Blue Jacaranda. On the outside is Lightning Sky, white and red colours, and then Beautiful Betsy, Fortfield Lady, Newfound Glory and How's the Woman. At their point of departure, 3/4 mile out, Le River Nord retaining a lead of 3 lengths over Lady of Elysium. Make that 4 now. And then comes presenting Meghan with Blue Jacaranda on the inside of Lightning Sky as they pass the 5. Fortfield Lady is next, and the Newfound Glory, How's the Woman, relegates Beautiful Betsy to be the back marker. A little over 6 lengths covering them, heading to the 4 furlong point, and it's Le River Nord, a length in front of presenting Meghan. Moving third is Lightning Sky. On the outside is an improving Fortfield Lady. Lady of Elysium is now 5th, and Blue Jacaranda, How's the Woman, Newfound Glory and Beautiful Betsy as we enter the business end. 3 furlongs to go. Presenting Meghan joins issue with Le River Nord on the rail. On the outside is Lightning Sky, then Lady of Elysium. Blue Jacaranda is running on, and then Fortfield Lady as they spin the final turn. Presenting Meghan and Richie Deegan. From in the centre is Lightning Sky and Lisa O'Neill. lead. Blue Jacaranda makes 3 in line into the straight for Patrick Mullins. Then Lady of Elysium and Jamie Codd. Now the hill with a furlong to go, presenting Meghan on the rail. Lightning Sky, the first timer, in the centre. Blue Jacaranda's on the outside. Lady of Elysium is not out of it. Then how's the woman? It's presenting Meghan in front as they run up towards the finish. And it's presenting Meghan, going to beat them all off. This is the first time or two as presenting Meghan beat Lady of Elysium, Lightning Sky, Blue Jacaranda. How's the woman?
Presenting Meghan has made a successful debut. The daughter of Presenting has won by a couple of lengths in the end from Lady Elysium, who had a nice toe round on the inside but couldn't get past the winner. Lightning Sky, who was well supported before the off, was back in third. Martin, quite a lot went right for the well-backed Lightning Sky in that she had a nice run round, good position, had every chance, but just couldn't quite match the finishing effort of Presenting Meghan, who you touched on, has a really good jumping pedigree.
Yeah, she's got quite a nice pedigree, you know, by Presenting, who's a top national hunt stallion. Sangasta the mare was a hurdles winner herself, and it's a family generally of winners. This filly is a half-sister to Competitive Edge, who used to race in the JP McManus colours and was a pretty talented handicap chaser in his prime. So yeah, it's a good national hunt family, and she's made a likeable start to her career. I think she's digging deep from the front end, showing a good attitude, and I suspect we are dealing with a pretty ordinary race, if truth be told, but she's got a future over a little bit further when it comes to jumping. Yeah,
Blue Jacaranda, George, on the outside for Willie Mullins, was a bit keen through the race, and Patrick Mullins never looked entirely comfortable and was never able to drop his hands on it.
And I think that is the inside, you know, off the home bend. You can see it not finishing strongly through the line. That's the reason why for that. So I would have thought Blue Jacaranda just needs to do things more conservatively early doors. But I thought it was a very good performance by Presenting Meghan. First time out, she looked very straightforward, very winning attitude, and galloped right through the line and was convincing winner.
She was a convincing winner, and as Martin highlighted before the race, that excellent pedigree, she's already valuable, and the success just adds to her considerable value. Presenting Meghan, daughter of Presenting, has won pretty comfortably in the end. Lady of Elysium, with the first time tongue tie on for Jamie Codd and Gordon Elliott. Well, she'd had a couple of disappointing runs most recently, but that was a bit better. She finished her race off with a little bit more enthusiasm, stuck to her task with a little bit more relish.
Yeah, she was back to her best, really, wasn't she? Back to the sort of form that she'd shown on her first couple of starts, but just no excuses and not a match for Andrew Oliver's mare. I think Mark Johnston's former vet, was he, Andrew Oliver?
Yeah. And Lightning Sky, again, no excuses for her, but a fair effort first time up.
No, absolutely, yeah, she showed promise, and judging by the market support for her as well, there'll be another day in her and some improvement to come, I would think.
Indeed. Just waiting on the SBs to come through for our final race from Galway. And eventually, when they come through, we will furnish you with those details and then switch our attention to Kempton.
Sky Bet is levelling the playing field, one small step at a time. That's why all our free bets come without expiry dates. A bit like Fergie time, they just go on and on and on. Sky Bet, levelling the playing field, one small step at a time.
Do you love to stay up to date with all the latest